Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. My prepared speech tonight is called Ones and Zeros. When we all start out, we're just a one. Very simple people who are amused by loud whistles and red balloons. We had clothing, we had food, we had a roof over our head, we had toys, but those things were given to us. We didn't have any right to call those things as our own. So while we had very, very much, in another sense, we had so very little. Now let's fast forward this, shall we? Let's say you get a job, an entry-level position, doing very simple things, but it was a job, and you got a wage and you got paid for it. Now you're worth a 10. Wow, that's amazing. You've increased your value. Let's say you save up your wage, a small pittance for, let's say, 6 months. You save and you finally broke down and you bought a 60-inch plasma screen TV. Wow, now you're worth 100. You like this. You like getting these nice things, so you work even harder. Your boss sees your dedication and decides to give you a promotion. Now you're worth 1,000. You use that bonus and you buy yourself a fancy sports car. Now you're worth 10,000. You use that sports car to visit all the fancy bars. You visit fascinating people leading fascinating lives, living dangerously in the streets, lives that are just fabulous and beyond your imagination. And you want so much to be in their world. You're worth 100,000. Use that, you use your money and use your fortune, and you just go out to have wild parties every single night. Your lifestyle is the envy of the town. You're worth 1 million. But then you wake up one night, tossing and turning in your bed, and you realize that you're not much happier than when you were a one. In fact, you're much sadder than when you were a one, and you can't figure out why. Aren't you worth 1 million? When you were just a one, how insignificant were you? When you were just a simple one, you had nothing to call your own. You didn't have all these fancy clothes, you didn't have a 60-inch television screen, you couldn't go out drinking, you had pretty much nothing. But it turns out that one, while a very small number, is still a number with value. And while you were out chasing that ultimate meaning of happiness, or you were out chasing all these zeros, you lost this precious number. You lost the one. And all these zeros that you gained after it has lost its meaning without that one to define it. Sure, you have money, you have wealth, but you don't have time. You don't have the freedom to do as you can. You have friends, or you used to call them friends, but you don't have the time to invest in them. You rather work. You rather work to get more zeros. So you work even harder to just try to get more happy. But what is this number? This number is just a zero. Sure, it has a lot of zeros, but there's no one. And that's what I am trying to get at. What does this one symbolize? The ones and zeros, the things that we pursue in our life, are they ones or are they zeros? Because I think realizing what are ones and what are zeros in your life is one of the most important things you can do. I'm not saying that zeros are not important. I love zeros. Zeros are great. I love having to watch a 60-inch screen TV. I love playing on Xbox 360. I love having all the nice and fancy things and gadgets that give life its meaning and spice. But I will never forget what that one symbolized. Different people, different philosophers, great men and women, have always pondered what the one is. My favorite definition is by a man called Epicurus, and I'll write it up. He's a famous Greek philosopher. You might recognize him for the word Epicurean, which defines as very good things, very hedonistic things, living for the pleasure. That's what Epicurean means. Epicurus' statement was that you can be happy. With pleasure is happiness. If you feel happy, then you are happy. If you like having a big meal, then have a big meal. And somehow that meaning got twisted into Epicurean. It has other connotations such as hedonism, which is just being happy for the sake of being happy, enjoying sexual pleasures, oral pleasures such as food. But Epicurus, his message got distorted. Epicurus did not endorse the meaning of Epicurean. Epicurus states that, while yes, you can be very happy with nice things, they're not a given. You can be happy with a very nice house. You can be happy with a big screen TV. But it's not a given. It's not you will be happy, it's you can be happy. Epicurus discovered three main factors to happiness. The first thing is friends. He said that you must have friends to be happy. The second thing is freedom. He didn't mean freedom just by saying rights and freedom of speech, freedom of religion. He meant freedom as in no obligation to anybody. That means self-efficacy. You don't need a job to feed yourself. You don't need to be tying yourself down to social graces. You don't need to be polite. Of course, it's very nice to be polite, but you don't need to be. That's what freedom is. And third is self-analyzing your life. Having a well-analyzed life is the main factor to Epicurus' recipe for happiness. Because this part is what determines what is a 1 and what is a 0. Now, I have always been fascinated with man's pursuit of happiness. And recently I came across a very interesting article by a Harvard professor. And he told me that the pursuit is futile. I'll read this very briefly because I recognize that the font is rather small. If Daniel Gilbert is right, then you are wrong. That is to say, if Daniel Gilbert is right, then you are wrong to believe that a new car will make you as happy as you imagine. You are wrong to believe that a new kitchen will make you happy for as long as you can imagine. You are wrong to think that you will be more unhappy with a big single setback, such as a broken wrist, a broken heart, that will lesser chronic one, a trick knee, a tense marriage. You are wrong to assume that job failure will be crushing. You are wrong to expect that a death in the family will leave you bereft for year upon year, forever and ever. You're wrong even to reckon that a cheeseburger you ordered in a restaurant this week, next week, a year from now, it doesn't really matter when, will definitely hit the spot. That's because when it comes to predicting exactly how you will feel in the future, you are most likely wrong. And it turns out that in my list of great men I have to talk to, I need to add Patrick to the list, because his sentiments reflect my sentiment and Daniel Gilbert's sentiments exactly. You don't know what makes you happy. You don't know what's going to make you sad. Human beings, according to this article, are very poor predictors of what will make them happy. And I have been searching for happiness, and as it turns out, the pursuit is what kills you. Because you're always wondering, you're always chasing after this imaginary thing that will make you happy. You're being led on, you're being lied to that the next great thing will make you happy. If I have this next great thing, I will be complete. But the pursuit itself is damning, because you're not running towards a goal, you're running in circles. So then, what is the meaning of happiness? Another great philosopher said that happiness is to be in the moment, to enjoy the moment. If you're in a musical concert, you don't say, well, geez, it's 8:35, I wish this concert would end. This is great, I wish it would end faster. You don't think that because you are enjoying the moment. You're saturating yourself in the mellifluous tones of each individual note. And that's what happiness is. It's a process. It's to be happy where you are when you are. So my question is, are the ones and zeros that you pursue in your life, are they ones or are they zeros? Or you may think they're ones, are they really zeros? I believe that ones and zeros ultimately is what defines happiness. I hope I have shared my message with you and you will take that and make all your zeros into ones and all your pursuits whole and great. Thank you very much.